Hello world, YouTube land. Right, my review for today is of Sheltered, #1 by two guys I'm not familiar with. Ed Brisson, who's the writer and co-creator and illustrator, Johnnie Christmas. The reason why I picked this one up is because it's about preppers. Preppers are people who are preparing. That's what preppers means to be prepared. But not just for a comet hitting the planet, a biblical end of days scenario, just for Hurricane Katrina sort of type of situation where you can't get to the local supermarket really, and you need your own supply of food. And obviously, when you've got your own supply of food, there's going to be other people in the neighbourhood who haven't prepared like yourself. They're going to be after that food, so you need to protect what you have. That's where the guns come into it, I suppose. This makes perfect sense to me, really, so I don't know why the mainstream demonises it. It seems pretty sensible, really. So I picked it up, and by the way, this review is going to have spoilers throughout. So if you don't want to be spoiled on this comic, don't read this review. Don't watch this review. On the first read of this comic, my initial impression was disappointment. Because what happens is there's a community of preppers. There's some children, teenagers, I would say, maybe an age range from about 14 to maybe 18, 19, and their parents. At the beginning of the story, they're all in it together, all helping each other out, but near the end it appears that the children have taken it upon themselves to kill their parents. The reason for this is because they've seen that earthquakes are predicted, and they can see the end, the end of almost that end of days really coming, and they've decided that their parents have to die so they can live. And the last panel of the comic here is the children there in the circle in the forest murdering their parents, which is a bit shocking. So my reaction was, wow, I thought this comic would be good, and it appears that they're just demonising preppers as potential psychopaths. But then there's an add-on at the end of the story, something called a PrepNet Survival Cast newsletter. Is it a real newsletter by someone called Ryan Lindsay, and he's talking about preppers in a very sensible way, really. It didn't quite tie in with the story. It was in this PrepNet Survival Cast newsletter, he's talking about this is not some faraway fairy tale. Civil unrest occurs now. Look at Black Friday sales or the aftermath of major disasters. So it didn't quite tie in with what I got from the story. So what I did is got myself a copy with cheer seats, got my thinking cap on, and sat down to read it again. And after the second reading, I noticed a few things that I didn't quite pick up on the first reading. Firstly, at the beginning of the comic, there's two girls, Hayley and Vic. These two girls meet two lads called Lucas and Joey, and Vic's reaction to these two lads is those guys are creeps, and she decides with Hayley to ignore the other teenagers on the camp there and go for a hike by herself. So she instinctively knows there's something not quite right with the rest of the kids on the camp. And there's a panel with the two main protagonist teenage boys. The names are Lucas and Joey. This panel is with them looking at the computer and seeing that earthquakes magnitude 7 are coming. An eruption is inevitable. It's only a matter of days, if not hours. You probably can't see the panel there, but right there, and this is very, very subtle, there, next to their computer terminal, is a book. The book is A Catcher in the Rye, or The Catcher in the Rye, by J.D. Salinger. And anyone knows a bit about recent history really will connect The Catcher in the Rye to the murder of John Lennon and Mark Chapman. And there's a lot of theories that Mark Chapman was actually mind controlled, under CIA mind control. So John Lennon was assassinated because he was a problem to the establishment of America. He was speaking out about what they were up to. He was give peace a chance, no more war type of guy, and he had huge influence, huge public influence. He was a leader. People are actually listening to him. So what the theory is that Mark Chapman was mind controlled in an MK Ultra style CIA operation, and the book Capture in a Rye had trigger words in it. So when Mark Chapman read certain chapters or certain phrases or sentences in Capture in a Rye, that would trigger him to go into assassination mode and shoot John Lennon. They actually found a copy of Capture in a Rye in Mark Chapman's hotel room after the assassination, and he had certain sections in the book underlined. So it's not just some out there weird conspiracy. It's a very real possibility. So what I think they're doing in this book here, in Sheltered, is hinting at that perhaps these two lads, Lucas and Joey, are under some sort of CIA mind control program, and that is why they've done what they've done at the end of the story, by assassinating their parents. That's what I took out from the second reading. And on the second reading, if that scenario plays out in the next few issues, then this could be a very interesting book. Perhaps I'm reading more into it than is there, but if the mind control angle is explored further, then I'll keep on reading this one. But for the time being, I'm definitely going to check out the next two issues at least. And if what I was just talking about then turns out to be true, and that's where this story goes, it could be very, very interesting indeed. So at the moment, a cautious 7.5 out of 10. It's got a functional artwork. It's not particularly great, but it's clear, so you know what's going on. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10, with the potential to get very interesting and to be even better. So, Sheltered, Image Comics, check it out now. See ya.